family but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth. Brothers but not by birth, family but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
Are we here?
What are you doing? Hey, you know this guy's got you beat, right?
I mean, if you want me to get all of mine out, I can.
No, it's okay.
Let's count how many he has. One. So, Dave, you worried me during the pre-show intro. I can see you. You left, and then you had to come back. What was up?
I just had to fix the lag.
Fixing lag. Your Wi-Fi is like Six Flags, dude. I mean, come on.
I know, right, man? I know.
Is it red and blue? Is that what you're displaying now?
No, it's red and white. You can't see the white, I guess.
Did you like my justification to your wife why you needed two?
I did. Although I wish that you had done
I quoted The Last Jedi. I apologize, Ryan, but I felt that it was.
I wish that you had done it on your personal account, because you did it under the had done it, so you didn't get the credit.
Nice. Oh, so, well.
Yeah. Oh, Vance Cope. Come on, Vance.
Yes, Vance is the man. I love Vance.
and Jeffrey Martin, who you just hung out with, Ryan.
Yes.
Hey, I know two of these guys. Jeffrey is my personal shopper because he came through in the clutch and was able to find some of those cool ears for my daughter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, Adam, if you don't know, there's this new, what is it? Princess Pink mini ears. And
I saw your post. So now there's the pink and the blue at the same time?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And since she doesn't listen to the show and the live version, she won't know that she's getting at least two of them for Christmas this year.
Nice.
They got so much merch sitting back there. They're just shoveling out colors left and right.
I know, right? I mean, we had doo-doo brown last summer.
That was bronze.
No,
That
it
was
was
bronze.
doo-doo brown.
I can't wait for Six Flags Cyan or whatever. Magic Mountain. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just happy to be back here on Sideline Morning. It's been
Hey, wait. So for those that don't know, we are bringing in Ryan Street of iamGEEK. Now, your name is wrong, Ryan. Isn't it Ryan from HallowGEEK?
No, well, that's just our October.
Yeah,
Well,
October and September.
September. We're like, it's a pandemic. Who cares? We're doing Halloween for 2 months because
Why not?
Hey,
we can.
I am normally anti-Christmas tree until after Thanksgiving, but I'm going to start putting Christmas up November 1st this year.
Blair said the same thing. We said the same thing.
There's somebody on our street that has a Christmas tree in their front door with all their Halloween stuff still up. And I'm like, what the heck?
I mean, why not? Look, 2020, it's going to all get screwed up anyway. We're going to get screwed out of Christmas. We got to figure out some way to get it in, right?
I'm already writing down all the people that will be in my house for Thanksgiving so that I can send it off to California so they know,
Just make sure it's less than 2 hours, Ryan. I mean,
yeah.
outside.
And make sure that per 1,000 people, only like one person has COVID or you can't open.
So they're basically reopening theme parks in 2022. I mean,
yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? So anyway, we are going to have a happy show tonight, gentlemen.
Are we?
yay!
Woo! We're just full of rainbows and sunshine and lightsabers.
I should have just had all of mine like right here.
It would have been a rainbow.
I'm actually kind of shocked that you don't. Although,
they're all over the place.
Yeah, you'd be proud of me, Ryan. I got in my 6th Kyber crystal today.
Oh,
I now have all 6 colors.
I make my own, so I've got all kinds of them.
I've already asked that you would tell me how much it would cost to make a crimson and white Kyber crystal.
Oh gosh, probably for me to make a crimson and white one, like $1 million or something. Hey, because of the therapy that I'd have to get afterwards.
Hey, Ryan, something happened this last weekend, didn't it?
I don't know. I was at Disney World and I didn't care. I was at Disney World for 2 weeks and I was in the bubble and I don't even care who won.
That's another good thing we need to talk about, because you were in the bubble of Disney World, where some people are saying that it's a Six Flags, that it's not near as good as it should be. But you were just there for 2 weeks. So Ryan, give me your Ryan Street. What is? Keep in mind we have a cast member on the show, so don't be.
No.
Okay.
What's the word on the street?
Here's the word on the street. Okay.
Oh, yes.
It's funny because that's my last name. Anyways, I've been to Disney more times than you could count, probably. So I know my Disney, and it was different. It was different. I think the place I saw the most difference was Galaxy's Edge, just because I've been there and I knew how it was, and food was the big difference, because let's say that I was hungry and I wanted to eat lunch at 12. Well, you have to order your food. So you get on the app and they'd be like, oh, we don't have any openings till 1. So you'd have to wait like an hour to get your food. So that was the only sort of that. And of course I get the mask and I wore them the whole time, but masks.
It's hot.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hot.
So that was the only 2 things. Now I do, if I don't want to say if I was a normal person, if I didn't have certain medical conditions, I would not have enjoyed it, probably.
I understand.
Because I have medical conditions, I do have a pass. If you don't know what the DAS pass is, you basically wait the whole time. I wait in the bathroom most of the time. That's what we'll say. But the lines.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. But the lines were, my family went on more drink or more rides than I did just because of my medical stuff. But with two small kids in the Florida heat with no fast passes, wasn't great. but it wasn't like horrible.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Ryan. I am of the, I probably go to Disney as much as you, if not more. But I am of the thought that if fast passes never come back, I'm here for it. Because fast passes are what causes standby lines to get longer.
But well, for somebody like me that's been so much, we book our fast passes and we go. We don't stay all day at the park. We go do our
I'm the
fast
same way.
passes,
Yeah.
and we get out. So not having the fast passes, you sort of have to like wait around.
Yeah, that's okay. I get that.
Yeah.
We just this last trip got to enjoy the disability pass, whatever you call it. I don't like that we got to enjoy it, but we get to enjoy it. But I understand having that virtual wait time is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, and for people saying, well, why do you have? I mean, there was two days of my trip that I missed out because I was in the hotel room sick as a dog. So I would gladly wait in line opposed to that.
So we have a good friend of mine and Adam's who has never watched any of the Star Wars movies. And in order for you to get this comment I'm about to post, you just have to know that backstory. Is that the Star Trek collectibles behind you, Ryan?
Oh yeah, they're let me see. Let me point with one of my fingers. I don't think I have any Star Trek. Nothing.
Because it's not near as good as Star Wars, right?
No, it's not. It's sort of boring. But no, it's not boring.
The first movie was okay. I mean, the reboot, it was good.
No, the first movie, the reboot was very terrible.
I actually like the second one. In the second one with Benedict Cumberbatch in it
Mm-hmm.
as Khan, I like that.
Khan, yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So why are you here, Ryan?
I don't know. I was.
You invited him. That's why.
So we are going to be. This is our last night of the Halloween extravaganza, and we thought who better to bring on but Ryan Street, the host, or do we call you co-host because you do iamGEEK with your brother and your friend?
Yeah,
but
co-host. That's fine.
Okay. Here's another good question before we go into our recording. Are they toys or collectibles?
Oh, these are all collectibles.
Thank you.
Are any of them Funko Pops?
I do have Funko Pops. There's some there. There's all the Ghostbusters right there. You can't see them. There's Batman up there. I should bring Batman down because
you should. That's going to be one of the topics tonight.
Hold on.
I need to get a Batman Funko Pop. You've got the one.
Nice.
Oh, that's Keaton, and I like that one.
Yeah, I'll keep them on. Which my favorite Joker is going to surprise you guys probably.
Oh, Carrie, is that the 19-inch Batman? Do you have the big Batman?
That's obviously not.
This is the 19-inch Batman. I'm just really, really tall.
You're like Hagrid. Ryan's the size of Hagrid.
Oh,
sorry about that.
Which, by the way, remember a couple weeks ago, Adam, where I said I couldn't find Harry Potter anymore?
Yeah,
I couldn't find it. They're on the Peacock platform now.
Oh, cool.
So, in case you want to know, Peacock is free.
Are they behind the paid wall? Or are they?
No,
free?
they are free.
Okay, cool.
So there you go.
So back to collectible thing and toy thing. If I sat in my office and played with them every day, then they would probably be toys. But since they just sit on a shelf,
collectibles.
They're collectibles. If my kid comes in and plays with them, then he's playing with toys.
What if I'm sitting here while I'm working, flicking my lightsaber on and off? Is that considered a toy or a collectible?
Well, first off, you shouldn't admit to that because I think that's illegal in some states. But no. Well, no, I mean, I don't know.
This is a collectible. I made this one.
Yeah. So are the tools in your garage collectibles then, Dave?
Are the what?
The tools in if sitting around collecting dust on a shelf. Are tools in your garage collectibles then too?
My lovely wife uses them all the time. So they are not collectibles.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, my wife.
It takes a real man to admit that. That's good.
My wife is the woodworker of the family. I will strongly admit that. All right. Anyway, so
you know what else I should? Hold on. Wait a second. I forgot about Batman.
you had Batman in your hand.
No. Hold on.
Batman in the hand is worth 2 jokers. What is this?
So you had, was that a utility belt?
No. Wait,
Are you is he about to cosplay as Batman?
Now we won't be able to understand a word he says for the rest of the show.
A Batman. Okay, this is a funny story. I'm not going to wear this the whole time, but
come on!
This is originally from the Michael Keaton movie.
Why are you wearing it?
This was the mask that they brought out as the.
Oh, that's not from the movie.
No. Like,
okay.
It came out that year. It was at Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, okay.
But it's like the official one.
Dean, didn't a news reporter recently get in trouble for something with his lightsaber?
CNN.
I'm getting the don't bring that one up, Dave.
It might as well be on Twitch by now. I mean,
okay, all right. So we are about to go into the recording studio. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a great call from TJ, the squeaky voice of the North, as he calls himself. Hey, that's what his thing. We're going to open with that after we bring everybody in, and so we're going to do some Batman and Joker talk, and then we will do some Halloween talk.
I'm in a new chair and it's like all squeaky, so I'm sorry if you hear the.
That's all right.
The leather squeaking.
We're going off the.
By the way, can you hear my fan? Is my fan distracting?
No,
I have a
can't
desk
hear
fan going over here. That's new, so it's new to the equation at least. So, all right.
I turned my fan off just because I didn't want that noise in the background, and I'm gonna be all hot and sweaty over here.
Exactly.
Hot and sweaty.
You don't have a fan on. He's half dressed in some kind of pleather. You guys are just going to be dripping by the end of the show.
Well, welcome to the last time we ever have Ryan Street on Unrelated at Birth.
No, this is tame, man. Come on. This is tame.
Yeah, I know. All right, guys. Well, we're going to record in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back into Unrelated at Birth for another fun and exciting conclusion to our Halloween extravaganza. So let me go ahead and introduce everybody we have in the room, because we have more than just 2. As always, you've got the one, the only, the golden voice of the South coming to you live and in living color from the top of the state of Alabama in the Unrelated at Birth podcast studios in the top in Madison, Alabama. And as always, I have brought my friend along, the one, the only, Adam Joseph Russell, the phenomenal brother.
That's me.
How are you,
Southern
sir?
Command. We got to work away. You can't have a podcast studio if only one of us is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We got to
technically,
figure something out about that.
you are in the studio with me because of StreamYard and everything, and also Ryan Street, the person that we have on tonight, is also in the podcast studio
Virtually.
Or am I virtually?
So everybody, the voice you hear, those sultry tones, are Ryan Street of the iamGEEK, HallowGEEK podcast. Hi, welcome into. Okay, are we going to say this is your second time on the show or first time on the show? Because
you guys switch your names all the time. So I mean, if you add them all together.
Okay. Hold on. We switched our name once, and we now
I'm joking.
What's the name of your podcast this month, Ryan?
Oh no, that's just our subtitle for the month.
Oh, got it.
So it's iamGEEK, it's HallowGEEK, and then Thanksgiving it'll be Geeksgiving.
Or Thankful Geek.
No, Geeksgiving. So
Okay.
we do just for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas we do some special things.
What are you, Elf Geek?
No, for Christmas.
Geeky Elf?
Geekmas?
Yeah, I think it's Geekmas. I don't know. I have people to handle that stuff.
We'll just mash it up and do. According to Carrie, we're unrelated side birth warning.
There you go.
I like that. And then Eric asked,
"How were you born?" It was a side birth.
Warning, cyber. So, can you be friends with a Dodgers fan? Eric wants to know. I think we should answer that question with headwear.
I mean,
Would you like to, Dave? So you can't see this in podcast land, but all three of us, in some way, shape, or form,
Yep, there we go.
all have a Dodgers fan.
and let's be honest, I despise the Dodgers.
Oh,
I
why?
despise them.
They're good guys.
I've despised them from day one. Remember, they used to be the Braves' rival when the Braves played in the West. So,
Braves should have never been in the West, but
well, we
It
were
is
there
what it is
because
at
of,
that point.
we were there because of Milwaukee. We never changed.
yeah.
I never liked the Braves, so there we go.
It's okay, Ryan. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I went
I mean,
to a Braves Dodgers game at Braves Stadium, whichever stadium it was at the time. I don't know. It's been a while.
We
How
changed
long-
the Braves changed stadiums like we changed podcast names.
Yeah,
I know, right?
but it was when Chipper Jones was playing. I don't even know if he's still playing. I don't know. So that and the Dodgers won that day, but during the warm-ups, Chipper Jones was out warming up, not paying attention, and one of his teammates hit him in the face with a ball.
I was at that game.
Oh, I was there too. Yeah.
I was at that game. By the way, Eric
Did
asked
you,
me
wait,
why.
did you laugh though? When that
Oh, I
happened?
laughed really hard.
Did you laugh?
No. Eric just asked me why I have a Dodgers hat. I have a Dodgers hat because every time I go to a new stadium, I buy a hat. I've been to LA Stadium, so at Chavez Ravine, so I bought a hat.
Yeah.
There you go.
I went
just
to
one
an
of my
Angels,
collections.
I went to an Angels Dodgers game, and it's actually a pretty fascinating rivalry. They banter back and forth, but they get along real well. It's not like college football at all. You know, they could actually sit next to each other and be civil. But
Yeah.
College football? You mean like Tennessee, Alabama?
yeah, but it was funny because the announcer came up. Yasiel Puig was still playing for the Dodgers,
Yeah.
and he came out to bat. And the announcer, you know, just because he was the hot shot at the time, it was in Angel Stadium, just in a total like flat voice goes, and now up to bat number 99, Yasiel Puig. Like got his number wrong and everything. And the Angels fans just laughed, and it was so funny just to
That's
see that
hilarious.
dynamic, you know. Anyway,
Yeah, that you know, cool things are happening. But right now, the Rays are winning.
they
Yeah.
are for now.
Dean Paris. Every time a Dave wears a Dodgers hat, an angel loses its wings.
Somebody ring a bell, hurry.
hurry!
Ring
And
a
then
bell.
Eric,
I don't have a bell.
Eric, do you go to the Iron Bowl in Auburn and buy an Auburn hat?
Wow.
Oh.
That's a good question. No, I would not. I would not. I mean, I even went to a game in Washington, and y'all know how much I hate the Nationals. I own a Nationals hat.
Ooh.
Just because if I went to a game in New York, I'd buy a Yankees hat. It's just, you know, it's something I collect.
I just buy a lot.
Are they hats or are they collectibles?
Do you wear them?
I wear those hats. I wear them.
Oh, okay.
So,
But they're on a shelf right now.
no, they're not because my Funko Pops have forced them to go off the shelf because I'm running out of space.
Nice.
Amanda walked in my office this morning and said, I haven't seen half of these Funko Pops. Where did these come from?
Oh.
That's why you put a lock on your office door.
Carrie Loney. They came from Carrie Loney.
My wife, if I'm in here and she comes in, she just goes, and then just walks out.
that's half of Amanda's response as well. She just walks in and says, her other response was when I posted all the Star Wars stuff. She said, "There's two of them now." I said, "You knew there was two sabers, honey. What are you talking about?"
You just got to work. You just got to work deals where people buy you lightsabers. That's how I've got all of mine.
Well, yeah, you're right. We are not as connected as iamGEEK right now. We don't have a famous person who has, songs on the top 40 Billboard charts.
So hang on, Dave. If you want me to create some videos so we can do like a unrelated at birth YouTube video of a review of Savi's, if you want to pay, I'll gladly go and film and edit.
Ryan could do that. Ryan could pay for it, and then we can.
No,
I'm not creating it for iamGEEK though. HallowGEEK,
This unrelated birth
Saber
video,
Geek, whatever it is.
This is brought to you by iamGEEK.
no.
And this is and viewers like you. Thank you.
Viewers like you.
I've got enough Savis sabers. We're all
How many
that-
do you have? How many Savis sabers do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, which ones?
I have the Power and Control, the Peace and Justice, and the Elemental Nature.
Okay, I got the Peace and Justice one. Let's see if yours. Do you have yours next to you, near you?
I can grab it.
Yeah, let's see if yours is anywhere
I don't
close
even
to like mine.
You know what I just realized? I'm such a. What am I doing? I don't even have my earphones in.
Well, we can't hear you. I mean, you're good.
What is there feedback?
No, I don't hear anything.
All right, good. Then I won't wear them.
Go for it. So he's pulling out his Peace and Justice lightsaber. Let's see if his Schwartz is as big as mine. Spaceballs.
Let's be with you.
Spaceballs, anybody?
Yogurt.
Oh, yours is very close to mine. Yep. Except the top. I didn't do the gold one, the gold little realm. I just did the.
Yeah, I like that. I picked it because a lot of the pieces I picked is because it doesn't matter if they exactly line up.
See, I wanted mine to look as much like Obi-Wan's as you could get.
Oh.
And
I just like these. It called out to me.
yeah. Well, so I told it on this show. I think I told you, Ryan. You know, they did the whole go with your heart. I let my daughter pick the color and let my daughter pick out whichever one it was. It's like, that's my heart right there. So there you go. I went with my heart.
The Elemental Nature, I took my son and I said, you pick it.
Yeah.
And it's funny. He picked the one that I wanted. So, and he picked the color of crystal and everything.
So, Dave, does your saber have unicorn hair or a phoenix feather on the inside of it?
Well, so that's Harry Potter. And,
thank you. Sorry.
I think we decided. Didn't we decide it was a dragon heart that was mine?
Oh, I don't remember what Pottermore gave you.
I think it was
one of those.
I think it was a puppy or something.
I mean, I am a Hufflepuff, so
I am too.
I mean, oh, look at that! We got a lot of Hufflepuff on this show.
You guys are so cute.
Every
day I'm huffling.
Huffling. All right. So before we get into the unrelated geek birth Halloween extravaganza,
Side warning.
There's a birth happening?
Oh, real quick. Carrie Loney, have y'all seen this TikTok?
Yeah.
Harry Potter and Star Wars are pretty much the same thing.
So which
If
came
you ha-
first?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the TikTok, I will post it in the Unrelated Birth group later this week, where basically they say that Harry Potter and Star Wars are the exact same storyline, and it adds up, and it's mind blowing.
What is this TikTok thing?
I mean,
Just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that's all I get from him now all day long.
get with it, man.
TikTok
I'm
links.
hip.
How
I'm hip.
Are you like,
I'm with it. Chicka.
you 16?
Uh,
I didn't know that this show was hosted by a 16-year-old girl, but now I did.
I bought a new Funko Pop. It was a Justice exclusive.
I have no words. I have
I'm
no
just
words.
kidding with you. It's fine. It's fine. You can watch your little TikTokies.
Tiki taki. All right. Anyway, so we have 2 calls into the birth line this week that are not Virgil asking a question. So Adam, take away with the first one. I think we need to do the Batman one first.
Hang on, behind the scenes, are we not doing Halloween first?
No, we're doing Batman first.
You said we were doing Halloween first. I'm pretty sure.
I thought I said Batman.
Oh, fine. I'll play the voicemail.
Adam, your dad says, I like this Ryan guy.
Of course,
Yes.
Strong in the force. Yes. So, TJ's, you want that one first?
TJ's first, please.
See if I can get this to work. That.
We're
TJ again, the squeaky voice of the North. You were talking last week on which Batman series was your favorite. But just kind of curious, who's your favorite actor who has played Batman? From Adam West to Michael Keaton or Will Arnett in the Lego Batman? possibly even Christian Bale. That's my personal pick. There's been 10 to 12 actors that have played the Dark Knight over the years, and just curious, who is your favorite? Hope it's all well. Talk to you later.
So if anybody says George Clooney, you're out.
I mean, I will say he's the worst.
Oh man,
I was going to say Michael Keaton at first, but then you have to get into a lot of nuances here. Christian Bale was great as Batman. I say that Ben Affleck was the best.
do not.
No, Ben Affleck was the best Bruce Wayne. He wasn't the best Batman, but he was the best Bruce Wayne. So I think the one that put them together and played both characters perfectly was Keaton.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that I don't think Christian Bale was the best Batman. I think he was in the better of the Batman movies.
Yeah,
like he had the whole Nolan thing to like pick him up.
yeah.
As soon as we kick off the topic, you leave. You're not getting off the hook with this, man. So anyway, so Christian was lifted, I think, by the whole like Nolan experience that he brings to everything there. Ben Affleck doesn't rank up there for me in either case. Ryan, it sounds like you might agree with that.
No, I'm not an Affleck fan for Batman.
Yeah.
I'm a Michael Keaton guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to change my microphone and my AirPods.
Sorry for giving you a hard time.
Dying. I'm sorry. Do you want me to come in with good sounds, or do you want feedback?
Feedback's great.
Yeah,
Audio Veritas, that's what they call it in the biz.
Archer used to say. But so you're not an Affleck fan at all?
No.
Not
At
really.
all.
He wasn't bad. Let's be real. The only reason, I think half the reason that they have cast, probably, I'm looking at the list right now, maybe
look
three.
at this. Look at there.
We're getting infiltrated.
Hey.
So wait. I thought you said he couldn't come on because he had better things to do,
He
Ryan.
couldn't, but he's probably just like checking in. I told him that we were going live if he wanted to check in.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm not against Kevin Conroy, but let's be honest. So I look at Ben Affleck, I look at Val Kilmer, I look at George Clooney. I honestly believe that the main reason they got cast is because of the way their chin looks with that cowl on.
Yeah.
And no other reason at all. But I think that Clooney was too goofy all around because the movie was too goofy. I think Bale, in the vein of a lot of the most recent DC movies, is just too dark. Like the whole thing didn't jive. Like even the Bruce Wayne piece. I would be crazy.
I mean, his little deep voice thing that didn't work well for me.
But it's almost like Christopher Reeve will always be Superman.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton will always be Batman. If you ask someone who was born 15 years after you and me, Dave, and I guess you too, Ryan.
I'm the oldest of the bunch.
Yeah. So if you ask somebody who was born in the 90s, they may say something completely different because their childhood wasn't defined by that. But
right. Chris Street, my wife's keeping me busy, but yeah, checking in. Bat senses were tingling. I see what he did there.
I love it.
But here's the question: if Chris had come on the show, Christopher had come on the show, would we have gotten Skeleton or would we have gotten him?
No, you would have gotten him. Skella Host is he only comes out for HallowGEEK on iamGEEK. It's in his contract. That's the only time he'll come out.
Okay.
Which we do have a new friend coming up for Geeksgiving that will.
Nice.
Is it a half-eaten turkey?
No, it's something Chris has conjured up that is probably going to be pretty funny.
Nice.
Okay.
So the video versions of our shows, we go live on YouTube every Thursday night. There's been a skeleton. It's an actual skeleton that has been one of our hosts, and he talks. And
that's awesome.
Yep. Anyway,
so how do you guys feel about the prospect of Robert Pattinson? Y'all both did the same thing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was hilarious.
At first, I was like, I don't know. Is he going to sparkle? But then seeing the teaser trailer and everything, I'm like, you know what? Playing a younger Bruce Wayne, younger Batman could work with him.
Yeah. I was one that said Daniel Craig will suck as James Bond. Why are they casting Daniel Craig? Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm eating my words now saying Daniel Craig is the best James Bond ever.
Yeah, you are.
short of Sean Connery. Let's not get it twisted. But
Let's not get it twisted.
let's not get it twisted. But I do think that Pattinson, the hiring made me pause. Because, well, let's be honest. What we know him for is a stinking vampire that falls in love with a muggle and fights with a werewolf.
Sorry. Muggle.
Muggle.
and
you guys are just loving on him because he's a fellow Hufflepuff.
He is. And Cedric Diggory. I mean, come on. But I for him to be Batman, I'm going to have to see some things.
Yeah.
But like Ryan said, that teaser made me get excited for it.
Yeah, and it's some of his other stuff that he's done more recently just shows him in a different light.
Yeah.
Like as an actor. So that gives me hope.
Well, what was it? It was he was in a movie about 9/11 that, where he died in 9/11, and it showed his acting chops to me. I think it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we have to give a shout out to Will Arnett, though. I'm a huge fan of the Lego movies, and Lego Batman is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's fun.
When he jumps on the Millennium Falcon, then he hops off. It's like, no, it's just a bunch of dudes. It's just it's hilarious.
Vance Cope, if you see Pattinson and Tenet, you'll change your mind.
See,
for the good Vance or for the bad? I want to see it too because I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan.
He said he was great in that, so there you go.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
I've also heard the Lighthouse.
The one with Willem Dafoe where they're like,
yeah, I've heard that he does a good job in that.
Okay,
I haven't had to watch it though yet.
So we'll say that the jury is out on Pattinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's your favorite Batman then, and who's your favorite Bruce Wayne? If you had to separate the two, would you say Keaton for both?
No.
Who is it?
I would. Ryan's going to hate me. Ben Affleck was the best Batman because he plays that a-hole rich character in
the
pretty
best
much
Batman or the best Bruce Wayne?
No, best Bruce Wayne. He plays that a-hole rich character in pretty much every movie he's in.
That's because he's playing himself. Yeah.
Right. He's used to playing that, and so he basically lives the life of Bruce Wayne. So I do think that Affleck was the best Bruce Wayne.
That's fine for you.
What about you, Ryan?
I mean, see, I liked Michael Keaton as there's that one scene in Batman where he just goes, "Let's get crazy," or whatever the line is. And it just shows sort of the crazy side of Bruce Wayne sort of turning into Batman right there in front of your face. So I'd liked him in both of the roles. He's sort of, and you got to remember the time that that movie came out. What were people used to live action Batman?
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah,
Adam West.
Adam West.
So
yeah.
It just now, as the movies progressed in that series, it went a little crazy. But that first one,
The first two,
he really showed that he could play both parts.
I mean, we've already discussed and found out on this show that I'm a big Tim Burton fan.
sure.
So the first two are really the best Batman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, but I do like the Christopher Nolan ones. But I think if you plopped Christian Bale into the Tim Burton Batman, everybody would be like, "Oh gosh, what's going on?" It just fits those movies.
Yeah, I think Christian Bale pulled off that rich type A guy like you were talking about, because he's kind of that same thing. I think they pulled it off too. But it's funny, but I expected George Clooney to be a great Bruce Wayne, but it really came off more of like Danny Ocean. Yeah. Like an Ocean's 11 kind of thing. So I've got to go with Keaton for both.
Nobody's
probably more
sentimental. Kilmer. I don't understand. Why is nobody mentioning Val Kilmer?
Because his bat suit had nipples.
So did Clooney's.
Yeah.
But I have to say, we're not mentioning Kilmer, but I think that out of the two, between Batman and Robin and Batman Forever was the better soundtrack, was the better movie. We all loved that movie in the 90s.
Oh,
I mean,
I still love
Jim
Batman
Carrey is
Forever.
the Riddler, and
I think that Jim Carrey's Riddler could be the Riddler in any of the Batman movies you put him in.
Sure.
Because he could do that silly, goofy Riddler, or he could do the maniacal Riddler if you put him in the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Totally
I don't know.
agree.
Yep. All right, so I think we got another Batman caller.
Me too. The bat signal is flashing again.
It is. It is. Your brother says, "Got to go. Bat nipples out." As soon as I mention bat nipples, he leaves.
He's out. Yeah.
Right. So here's the voicemail. If you guys are ready, stop talking about that. All right. Here we
Stop talking about nipples.
Yeah, so another topic is, this is Carrie, by the way. Another topic here is Joker's best Joker. First, want to give an honorable mention to Cameron Monaghan with his role on Gotham. I don't think it gets looked at enough. It's very, very true to the comics, and, I think he did a really, really good job on that, even though it was a short-lived role. To go into a show where the main emphasis on two other characters, maybe even three, and Joker kind of take a back seat. He still really did a good job. As far as best Joker goes, the nod goes to Heath Ledger. Reason being, Christopher Nolan brought the films into a modern era, and Ledger did a great job of creating chaos. Nolan was hell-bent on creating a terrorism-centric Gotham City, post 9/11, if you will, and that character came in with a lot of chaos.
Yep.
Oh, said play the second one.
Yeah, here we go.
That was, it was a much scarier joke. It was dark, not necessarily the spooky aesthetic that Tim Burton had, but it brought that scary, more realistic, like I say, post 9/11, feel to it. Him taking cues, you can kind of see it from A Clockwork Orange and things like that. Just really brought that character to life. The guy won an Oscar, posthumous as it was. And one of the biggest tragedies surrounding, that whole thing, but that character brought so much and gave so much life to that franchise that I think it's hard to overlook that was the best Joker. Stinks what happens to Ledger in his life, but I think it goes down that he played one of the most diabolical, evil, chaotic roles that ever existed, and he did a great job at it. That's my 2 cents. Enjoy it, guys. Have a great show.
So let's go ahead. Great call, Carrie. Thank you for all the insight. Let's put this out there. We've got 4 Jokers really that we can talk about, and then there's 5, 6, 2 extras that we can throw in there for good measure. One, we got to talk about Jack Nicholson. We also got to talk about Heath Ledger. Unfortunately, we have to talk about Jared Leto. We also have to talk about Joaquin Phoenix. And then you can also throw in Cesar Romero and everybody's favorite, Mark Hamill. I'm going to say, and while I agree with Carrie for 99% of what he said, I think Jack is the best Joker. Because Jack played Joker the way he didn't make him feel like a serial killer. I think Heath got the gritty, despicable Joker down, but deep down, Joker is sick, and Jack knew that, and Jack played it where he knew that Joker was sick. Jack showed the true conflicted side, where Heath just showed the evil, maniacal side. And
Were you reading that from a teleprompter?
Yeah.
No, I actually wrote that down on a friend of mine's comment already. I wanted to get my whole words and my whole thoughts right.
Checking. Move it up. Move it up. Just
yeah, move it up. But no, I think if we're going by comic book realism, it's got to go to Jack. If we're going by true realism, if we're going by graphic novel, it goes to Heath.
Mm.
So we have to define which Joker we're talking about.
Ryan?
Well, my favorite Joker is neither one of those.
You're going to say Mark Hamill.
But Mark Hamill from the Arkham video game series.
Right.
That is the Joker that is the Joker in the comics. That's the Joker that, who the Joker's supposed to be. Nicholson played the gangster.
Yep.
Which was at the time, which was what the comic book Joker was.
Yeah. Somewhat. But he wasn't as mad as the Joker. Like in the head as the comic book.
That's why I say he played him knowing that he's conflicted.
Yeah, and then Heath was a whole different take on the Joker.
Heath was the killing joke.
Yeah, and then Leto, he's just weird. But yeah, so I mean, just the way he's portrayed in that video game, just sort of, and the voice. I mean, the voice is just that's the Joker voice. Yeah. I mean, but Jack Nicholson, I love Jack. The only thing I didn't really like about the Jack Nicholson Joker is that they made him into the person that killed Batman's parents, and I don't really care. I don't care for that.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the worst joke I have of all time? This is going to be a Lord, I apologize, be with the pygmies type joke. Vance Cope. I'll say it. Heath Ledger as Joker is overrated. Never got all the hype. He was good, yes, but it wasn't life-changing. Well, Vance, it was life-changing to Heath.
Oh, come on. Gosh. Good night, everybody. This has been Ryan from iamGEEK.
Where's the skeleton? Can we get the skeleton on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I apologize. Be with the pygmies.
Man.
Yeah, I have to say, I haven't seen Joaquin Phoenix's version of the Joker, the full movie yet, but I have seen clips of it. And I can't wrap my brain around the Joker being like in this cloud of self-pity and self-loathing and woe is me and nobody likes me and you just walk past me, I'd lay on the sidewalk. And I know he had to develop into something eventually, but DC did the same thing with Superman when he mourns killing a General Zod at the end and just struggling with that. It's like the origin story can go back in time, like Batman movies have done and shown the same reason Batman is Batman like 165 times. But I think to regress somebody emotionally, especially a superhero or a supervillain, to show when they were still vulnerable, just a little weird, you know?
Yeah.
I
just
saw
felt a little weird.
Yeah, I saw the movie and I didn't think of him as Joker.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I didn't either at all.
I thought of him as someone that gave rise to the Joker. The perfect way to end that movie, well, I mean, it's not perfect, it's just my opinion, was at the end that Joker dies on the car and you pan over and you see somebody that's like a kid and he gets this devilish grin on his face.
That would have been great.
And then he walks into the shadows.
Yeah.
And it would give rise to who the Joker becomes and not make this guy the Joker.
See, I had an issue with that movie always, because we always knew that the origin story of the Joker was Batman pushed him in a vat of acid.
Yes.
Not that he went crazy because he was a bad comedian and a comic guy. I mean, I don't like this. Like you're saying, Adam, I don't like this whole retrofitting of origin stories. Well, the origin story is the origin story that we've always known.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Joker, the movie, the Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker, was really more of a cautionary tale about society today, you know, with a bunch of 70s movie references thrown in for good measure. I mean, it tries to say that basically the whole world is as bad now as just New York City was in the 70s, and it's going to make people like this, you know. It just didn't do it for me. But what I love, to your point, Dave, about the whole vat of acid thing is Batman ended up creating his own worst enemy.
Right.
And I mean, that's got like a whole other implication to it than he was just a dude that went nuts, you know? Yeah. So I think personally, I love Hamill's approach to it. And he would be up there, but I think if you have to pick one of the ones that's been in a movie, it's a tough one for me between Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. I mean, two completely different approaches. But I also wasn't crazy again about like the self-inflicted scars and that kind of stuff. And it just, I don't know. I always saw the Joker the way Nicholson portrays it as just over the top confident, bust into a room, and he's the one taking charge. And you see some of that, like the pencil scene in Heath Ledger's Joker, you know. But I just think that Nicholson portrayed the confidence and the like, just this is what I do, and I'm here to do it. Whereas all these other ones have these mental things and sordid histories and all this that just It just waters it down a little bit.
Of the 6 actors, there is only one wrong answer. And I will go to my grave saying the only wrong answer is Jared Leto.
Yeah. So you take Cesar Romero in Suicide Squad over Jared Leto.
Oh yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
It probably would have fit more with the tone of the movie.
Heck yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Carrie says, in terms of Phoenix's Joker, those moments during the talk show and some of the most intense and chair arm gripping cinema that I've ever experienced. To each his own.
It was a good movie, but it wasn't a Joker movie.
Right.
Well, you really could have replaced the Joker with any name, and it could have been about anybody.
Yeah.
Any villain could have had that story. Yeah.
Yeah. It almost seemed like Taxi Driver. Like it was Taxi Driver with Joker.
Exactly. Well, that's I had De Niro in it too.
Yeah.
But that was my other point about Ledger too, is that when I was reading through just some of the lists that people have ranked and stuff like that, somebody brought up a good point that the way that Heath Ledger's Joker, and it's because of the script, not him as an actor, but he would often ask questions to break his people down psychologically. That's the Riddler's gig, man.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. So I'd pick Nicholson too.
It was almost like Heath Ledger was Riddler and Joker all built into the same character.
Pieces of both a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's our Halloween Batman talk. I mean, we can look. I think I can tell you. I know I did. We know Ryan has because he has the cowl. Did you dress up as Batman for Halloween at all, Adam?
Batman? I don't remember if I did. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, we at one
I know I
point in
did
time
Superman.
we've all
Dress up
dressed
for
up
Halloween?
Yeah.
Dress up for Batman for Halloween. Oh, yes, Halloween. That's when
Yeah, not just in the middle of the day.
Not just wearing the,
not just on a
the-
Tuesday.
Well, Adam, before we get into some Halloween talk, we actually have a character on our show. Did you know that, Adam?
I did not know that.
He was a character for 3 years at Busch Gardens.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we will talk about his being a character at Busch Gardens after we get Virgil asking the question.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, come on.
You didn't warn me, man.
Perfect segue, and you just messed up the segue.
That was an okay segue at best.
That was one of my better segues.
All right, ready? Want to hit? Here, go.
Uh-oh.
As always, it was another great podcast, and I have a great question for you. On the Arctic continent, it
Mickey
has not
Bats,
rained
man.
there in more than 2 million years. There are no reptiles or amphibians on the continent either. It is estimated that 80% of the world's freshwater reserves are stored here in ice and under ice lakes. There is a subglacial lake that is 5,800 square miles or 15,000 square kilometers, which equals about 1.5 times the size of the island of Cyprus. The depth of this reservoir is 4,000 feet deep,
It's deep.
or 1,200 meters deep.
That sure is deep.
1,450 feet or 442 meters less than the deepest lake on the planet named Batuu.
Bless
It
you.
is sitting under a sheet of ice some 2.2 miles or 11,886 feet,
Not for long, it isn't.
3,623 meters thick ice. My question is, what did they name this lake?
Lake going to be gone by 2025.
What?
Lake, I don't know.
What just happened? I'm sorry.
It's the biggest lake in Antarctica, man. Can't you follow?
What? No.
Pay attention, man.
Who's Virgil?
That's my
Virgil.
dad.
Okay, so Virgil is Adam's dad.
Oh, okay.
And-
Cool.
And every time I'm around him, he has some random question to ask that he's read a fact about. And so every week we have a Virgil Ask a Question segment where it's just this most random factoid that 99% of people don't know.
It caters to the Ravenclaw in me that needs to learn something new all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So he
Karen,
wants to know the name of the lake? Let me
Yeah.
think. I think it starts with a V.
It does.
Boss talk.
Yes.
How did you know that?
Hey, over at iamGEEK, we know a lot of things.
He was looking at his phone.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell him.
He read that off a teleprompter, just like you with your Joker stuff, Dave.
I'm looking at you right at home, around the kitchen table.
Right here.
Sorry.
I am not a crook.
But 2 miles of can you imagine?
2 miles.
Did you know that tiny animal carcasses were found buried in that lake?
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Were those the carcasses of little penguins and polar bears?
I'll click on it and find out.
It's little happy feet. Little happy feet. Okay.
Ancient crustaceans and
Oh.
Ancient
they're
crustacean.
ancient. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Anyway, so Ryan, how does one get into being a character?
Well, you lose your job, and you got to find a new job.
Well, okay. You didn't have to take it there.
For some reason, what popped in my head was step by step by New Kids on the Block. Step 1.
Yeah.
Lose your job. Step 2.
A new job. No, we were living in Tampa, and the job we moved there for didn't work out. I won't go into all those details. But and then I'm like, well, I need to, in the church world, you don't just get another job. It just doesn't work like that. You just don't leave one job and then just walk immediately into another church job, because it takes months and months, because they go through all these committees on committees on committees. Anyways, so I was like, well, I need to make some, little extra money. My wife had a job though, so it paid all the bills, so we were good. So I saw an ad that Busch Gardens was hiring scare actors for their Halloween event, and I grew up loving Halloween. That's one of the things my dad and I would do together. We'd decorate the whole house. One year we had which we can get into all this later. We had an actual coffin on our front porch, and so we can talk about that later.
We don't have like 3 hours. This isn't sideline warning.
Oh, that's true. Anyways, no, we had a coffin. It's a funny story what we did with that, but anyways, I'll move on. So I called the number, because back then you call places with the actual telephone, and they were like, "Oh yeah, come down to Busch Gardens to entertainment, and we'll do like a tryout thing." So I went down and went through the process. Basically, they made you do a lot of weird stuff, like run around the room like a werewolf, act like a zombie, all this stuff. And so,
did you have to jump out and scare kids? That would be one of my favorites.
No, there was the best people to scare were like the grown men, because they were just hilarious, which that. But so they say, okay, we want to hire you, and I said, that's great. And I was like, what am I going to be doing? And they go, have you ever walked on stilts before? And I said, no, I've never walked on stilts before. And they're like, well, do you want to learn? And I was like, sure, why not? So in a couple weeks, I learned to walk on stilts, and I was a stilt walker at Busch Gardens for their Halloween event. I was the front gate was sort of like supposed to be like a city with all these weird, so there was like a butcher and everything. I was like the garbage man
on stilts.
On stilts. Like we were all on stilts, so we were all like really tall. And then this was back in I call it the wild, wild west of Halloween events. Like it's not like it is today. Like, because you guys have been to Halloween Horror Nights. It wasn't like that back then. There was literally no rules. You could do whatever you want to. They just say scare people. Just do whatever you want to. Just scare people. Well, they were running short on time, and they didn't have the masks ready for some of us. And so they're like, "Oh, we don't have a mask for you." So I'm like, "So you're telling me I'm just going to be me on stilts walking around trying to scare people?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you mind if I make my own mask?" And they were like, "Sure, you can do that." So I made my own mask, and it looked like I had toxic waste coming out, down my face. It like glowed in the dark. Had these big like goggle things on. It was like a, the spray socks that you wear when you paint.
Yeah.
I made it out of that, and made it all gooey and nasty, and then I wore this like these big like a gas mask, sort of on top of my head that you could pull down and stuff. So that was sort of my thing. And midway through, it was fun walking around on stilts because we would literally, they didn't give us any rules. People would run in stores, like these teenagers would be in there like, yeah, we're big and bad. And then they would run in stores and be like, you can't get us in here. And we'd be like, there's no rules. We can do whatever we want to. And we would just bend down and walk in the stores. And that lasted like a couple of weeks. And they're like, how about we not walk through the stores? We're like, well, okay, that's fine. I mean, you said we could do whatever we want to. So then about midway through, I was coming through a doorway, and it was from going in from the dark into the light.
Oh, no.
And I didn't duck, and I hit straight on top of my head and got myself a concussion. I fell against the wall and slid down on my stilts.
Were all the teenagers laughing at you?
No, question. It was behind the scenes, so nobody saw.
Nice.
Okay.
But
good, maybe.
So I didn't do stilts for the rest of the time because they're like, well, since you have concussion, we're not going to put you back on stilts. So I got to be the same character, but because we would have rain gear, so we would have the same costume but shorter legs. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because it was Florida, so like one of our weekends was like during a hurricane, and we were running around on stilts and stuff during a hurricane. So that was fun. Anyways,
that's safe.
Yeah, safe. So the rest of the time I was off stilts, and that was really fun because I would like sit on park benches, and people would just walk up thinking I'm a mannequin and sit down beside me to take their picture. And there's no rules, so I could do whatever I want to do. So I just, reach out to get them.
So wait, would this be like if the Minnie and Roy statue came to life when people are sitting there taking pictures?
Yeah, I would just come to life, and they would run out of the park. Like some people would literally run out of the park.
You're on to something with that, Dave. That's the next Disney Plus series right there. You're on to something.
I know, right?
I did have to break up a fight in full costume between another character and this random drunk lady. I had to this is how good security was at Busch Gardens. I had to stand in between them with my arms out, holding them back in full costume, saying, okay, ladies, let's settle down.
Were you in stilts?
No, that was after I was off stilts, so that was good. One of the other guys that was on stilts, some drunk guy pushed him over, and he fell on the ground and busted his head open. And people thought it was part of the show, and they were gathered around him while there was blood going everywhere, and we were having to like get people off of. It was crazy. That same guy, another guy hit that guy, and he chased him out of the park into the parking lot. There was literally there was no rules. You can do whatever you want to.
So you don't have to answer this, but what time frame are we talking? Like when was this?
Let's see. So that was when we lived in Tampa. I don't know, but now it'd be like 18 years ago or something like that.
Okay, so early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Okay.
So that was the first year, and then the second year I came back, and I was a sub. So basically, I did different things every night. So one night I was standing up top of everybody getting electrocuted.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. One night I was down in a hole, and I would pop up from the hole at people's feet and grab at them. It was cool because you got to do a lot of different things. Yeah. But then one night they said the theme that year was there was these two twins. They were like these evil twins, and each of them had half of their faces all mutilated and stuff. And they had these bodyguards that were with them that did a stage show at the front of the park. Well, one night they said one of our bodyguards is gone. Do you mind being one of the bodyguards? And I was like, I guess. And they handed me the costume. And the costume, this is family friendly, so let's see. How am I?
Yeah, let's keep it as PG as possible, please.
You guys have seen Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
The one character all in leather.
Yes. Okay. The
That
Gimp.
was me. The Gimp, yes. Shirtless with just this Gimp mask on. And
Okay.
yeah, so I did that one night, and it was actually pretty fun.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, because basically we would
Dumb.
just grab people from the audience that were put there as victims, so they looked like everyday guests. We would grab them, bring them up on stage, and then we'd put them in some kind of
Wow.
device.
That's
So
cool.
that's pretty fun. And then I was a clown one year with a chainsaw.
Nope. No
that's-
clowns.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
Killer
this.
Clowns.
Right. Let's start from outer space. Let me ask you this, Ryan. If you ever had the chance to go back and do Halloween Horror Nights now, with all the rules, all the regulations, would you go back and do it?
Like just go as a person, like just
No. As this character.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was one of the funnest things I ever did. It was just so much fun. It was a lot of work, especially
Right.
in Florida and all those costumes all in the heat. But just I love to scare people. It's just fun. So to be able to just go out and just have fun and be goofy and scare people, I would want to pick what I did. I like doing the scare zones way more than I like doing the houses. Because in the house, you're stuck in one spot all night long. In a scare zone, you get to wander around and do all kinds of different things.
And then you have people like me who are tall and sees all the action ahead of us. And I'll go, hey, Adam, there's a scare coming. And warn everybody about the scare in the houses before it all happens.
Yeah. So the scare zones are way more fun because you get to now the scare zones that they have now at Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if I would like that much because they're just basically selfie zones.
Not the Vamp. Vamp 85 was
no, that was good, but most of the other ones are just like, let me take your picture type thing.
Chucky was. I don't know.
I liked the what was it, Vanity Ball?
Yeah.
Where everybody had something wrong with them, it seemed like. And that was the one where they even had cast a girl that had only one arm.
Yeah.
No, that was in the Chucky one. She was a broken ballerina toy.
Right.
Yeah.
She really only had one arm.
But she was also in Vanity Ball too.
See, I would love to be the houses. I would love to follow people around in the scare zone too, but like consistently being able to get that gratification that often.
There's only
at my
age. There's no way I could do it at my age because basically you have to sit in one spot and just go up and down all night long, up and down, up and down. The same, like they say, here's what you do, and this is what you do. Don't do anything else. Don't try to be anything else. Just sit here, jump out, jump back.
But everywhere else, there's no rules.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, there wasn't any rule in the scare zones because back then that was for Busch Gardens was one of the first years they had scare zones, so they didn't really know what they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But in the houses, they were like, "Okay, you're going to sit here and you're just going to jump out." And so after like a couple hours, you're like, "I don't want to jump out anymore." Like,
I think I'll go home now.
Yeah,
I'm done.
But the scare zones today versus the ones at Halloween Horror Nights like 25 and before are just way different. Like they were walking through it was like walking back then, it was like walking through houses, but they were outdoors because there were people that actually had parts and they were trying to scare you. And
so I will say, what was it, the New Year's Eve one that it was the Zombieland that we did last year, Adam, at Halloween Horror Nights. They had roles. One of the people was sitting in a porta potty trying to break people's fingers when they get next to
you.
him.
Lying, dude. He almost took my finger off with the door to that porta potty, man.
I know.
Sure did. And that one too, I think it was Zombieland. They did actually have some people that were not zombies that were walking around like, "Are you a zombie?" They were like interviewing, like questioning you. So they tried to have some parts like that, but I think the later you get in the night, they just kind of walk around.
At that, and then they have the Rob Zombie.
Oh, that was lame.
That was that was weird.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Lame.
That big dude with the robot head. I don't know.
Yeah, of course, before like 25 and around there, like those years, the crowds were a lot less. So you got to experience a lot more Whereas like last year, I felt like it was shoulder to shoulder.
Mhm.
You couldn't really tell what was going on because you were just crammed in there with people.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Not anymore.
Yep. But anyway, so let's move away from that real quick and we got a couple more minutes. We got to finish this up. If you can remember one of your favorite Halloween costumes you dressed up as growing up, I have to not do this because we didn't do Halloween. But I can tell you, well,
You
listen
recuse
to last,
yourself.
listen to last week's show and you'll find out why, Ryan. But what is one of the favorite things that y'all dressed up as a kid?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Of course, the Batman. I mean, that was pretty cool because our mom would make a lot of our costumes, and she's like really good at it. It wasn't like, here's a sheet, you're a ghost. It was like one year my brother was Nightcrawler, and it looked like he stepped out of the comic book.
So he painted himself blue and everything?
Yeah, his blue. The costume looked exactly like the one. So I was Batman one year. Of course, there's a nostalgia remembering the old Star Wars plastic, that you got in the box with the plastic mask and being Luke Skywalker. Later on, the costumes turned more like I was a Grim Reaper one year. I was this dude with the split face that exploded.
Two-Face. You were Two-Face.
And we would hide, we would decorate our house in such a way where we would be in the yard or we would be somewhere hidden, just jumping out at kids. So we would just try to be as creepy as we can. I also worked a haunted. I was a Scream guy in college, and they would bring me into the haunted forest and stuff to be the Scream guy. So I got to do that a bunch.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's cool. All right, real quick, gotta break in here. Brad Toon, just listen to episode 1. Welcome to the throwbacks, sir. And learn Dave enjoys a good spoiler. It's a sin to watch videos of houses before you go to HHN. Also, always going second after Adam. Now, hold up. Yeah, I do always go second.
Yeah, but you have to go second. I can't
Why?
see around you.
That's true. That is very true. Ryan almost spit his Powerade out.
It's just the truth. If I don't go second, I don't see anything, but I still get spoilers. Like, oh, this is the part where the thing does the thing,
Well, I mean,
but you singing Phantom of the Opera, Phantom of the Opera was by far the highlight of last year.
It was. Ryan, have you heard about that? So, last year they had the Universal Monsters house.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell the story. I'll be right back.
And one of them was we go through the underground layer of the opera house, right? So you walk in, it's the Phantom of the Opera. It's not the opera Phantom of the Opera. It's the opera Phantom. It's the actual horror Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
And, we go into where his labyrinth, where there's a corner where he has one and then he jumps out the other one. I see him at one. I say, man, I love your songs. And then he comes around the other one and tries to get me. I go, nighttime. And just in his face, start singing Phantom. I don't know how the guy didn't break.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. I don't want to burst your bubble.
Okay.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
But that's the kind of people this characters hate.
Oh, I know it is. Absolutely know it is.
We would get people like that and we would just roll our eyes like, okay, dude, we get it.
Well, so there was
We
one
get
in the Graveyard Games house. There was one that I think I really did tick off. He jumped out and scared me in my face the next time, and he tried to go around and get me the next time. I looked in his spot and went, hi, as he's trying to.
Yeah, you're one of those guys.
Dave's best reaction, though, was in a Patient Zero.
Oh, yeah.
The house we didn't do.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I was a little chicken that year, but
It's all good.
I think I've been ruined for haunted houses because especially working at Scream, I cannot, and I'm not trying to be like I'm big and bad, but I cannot recall a time where I've been scared in a haunted house, like post Scream working there.
There was only one that I remember, and it was this year. It was this year where you really didn't know because we went through the Bride of Frankenstein house. and they have it set up to where they think, okay, there's something here because there's plexiglass, but everything was plexiglass, so you didn't truly know what was coming. And so
Tooth Fairy, they've got it like it's obvious. With that one though, they hit them pretty well. They did.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, it's not really a scared. I honestly go through it and just laugh the whole time because for me it's the experience and the set design and the story and that's what does it for me.
I love set design, so I just go through going, "Ooh, look at that!" Like people are jumping out at me. I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool what they did over there." And
that's exactly what I did in Tooth Fairy. Yeah.
Anyway, I got a funny story. If you want to hear a funny story, probably the funniest story that ever happened at Halloween Horror Nights. It's real quick.
Go for it.
Is it family friendly?
Yeah. So my wife went with my wife. Usually doesn't go with these things. Not that she's scared. She's just like, whatever. But she went with me. It was the year that they had the first year that they had Halloween at the Michael Myers house. Right. So I took her back. I had got to go through it by myself for a thing, which was really cool. But I took her back and said, "You got to check this out." So we went, and there was these three ladies that were in front of us, and they were, to put it nicely, rather large ladies, and they were just like acting like they were the baddest people on the planet, and they were just going like, "Oh yeah, this is nothing. Yeah, there's no way they're gonna scare us. It's so stupid. This is so dumb." And I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." So we walk they're right in front of us. We walk into the entrance of the house, not even the first room, the entrance of the house, and the little kid, Michael Myers, pops out and the clown.
Yeah.
And like, oh, heck no. They didn't say heck no, but oh, heck no. And they just started going backwards. And they just started like a stampede backwards into the wall. Well, the problem was that we were right behind them. So my wife was pressed up against the wall and they were pressed up against her. And I just reached my hand in through these ladies and grabbed my wife and just pulled her out. And I turned around, and the Michael Myers from the next room peeks his head around the corner and just looks at me, looks at them, and just shakes his head. And then we walked through. It was so funny.
Awesome. Let me ask you this: you're a character, so you would tell us the secrets. If this is the secret sauce, let us know.
Okay.
If you are in a crowd where there's a bunch of people who vocally get scared, like scream and act like they're peeing their pants, that's when y'all turn it on even more, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The best, this is what we look for, or at least what I would look for. If I saw a dude that had a girl in front of him, holding her in front of him, I go for that dude every time. Because I'm like, okay, you're going to use your girl as a shield. You're getting it big time. And they will pee their pants. I had one person fall on the ground and in the fetal position and just go, "Please stop, please stop, please stop." We're like, okay, we're not going to stop. So we just kept going. We always go for the big dudes that think they're big and bad that have to have a shield in front of them.
So you would try to go for me and I'd laugh at your face. Basically, is what you're saying.
If you were hiding behind a girl that was, less, yeah, we don't. I mean, I didn't go for dudes that were just walking through, but if they're like, you could tell when they're like freaking out because they have their girl that's like they're twice the girl size, but they have them holding them in front of them so they can't move.
Now, I will say the first house I walked through, it was was it the carnival? No, it wasn't carnival. It was
the first one 2 years ago.
It was the drive-in movie one, the campy horror.
Slaughter Cinema. Oh,
yeah, Slaughter Cinema.
That's a good one.
I was terrified. Adam and I both were terrified. And then halfway through, like, oh, this is kind of cool.
That one was good. The head in the claw machine. That was just.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, it was great.
Good times.
Okay, so we've been going for an hour. Let's give some people their time back. Ryan, if there is a way that people want to follow your show, if they ever wanted to for some reason, how would
wow.
I kid. Ryan helped me set up Sideline Warning, and he's a good guy. So Ryan, if they want to follow iamGEEK, how would they do that?
On social media, you can follow us at iamGEEK Show, like on Instagram or Twitter or wherever. We do a lot of stuff on Instagram, not so much on Twitter because it's Twitter. You can join our group on Facebook called iamGroup. See what we did there.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, YouTube. It's youtube.com/iamGEEK show. And we have live videos, and then we have just random, like we did some unboxings and all that fun stuff. Skilla Host has his own video on there. And then if for some reason you want to email us, you can email us at iamgeekshow@gmail.com. I don't know why you would want to email us, but you can. Also, if you want t-shirts, shop.spreadshirt.com/iamgeek.
I didn't say you should give your t-shirt shop out, man.
Also, if you want your custom crystals, kyber crystals, just let me know. iamGEEK shop.
Unless they're crimson and white.
He's muted. He can't talk.
Oh. He's going.
I'm going to go on the live stream.
You're unmuted now, right?
I'm going on the live stream so I can keep telling people where to find me. But we just have fun over there. We don't take ourselves too serious. My brother's an animator. He right now is working on Doom Eternal. So now he's doing video games. He was in movies, so he did a bunch of X-Men, bunch of Life of Pi. He did the Tiger and Life of Pi, a bunch of movies. So we have people from the industry on all the time that basically make the movies that you watch. And we just ask them what they geek out about and tell their stories. And then we have some YouTubers on, but we have fun. So
you don't have any cool vloggers like we do, like the WDW couple.
No, we do. We have Main Street Electrical Podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there you go. We each have our own Disney vlogger.
Gentlemen, please come on.
Go to.
No, we just have fun. So we like to have people, and we also like to have people that just listen to the show. We'll have some of them on sometimes, and just because we like to hear what they geek out about too.
Hey, Adam, have you gotten an invitation to come on iamGEEK in about the last year and a half? I apparently our invitation's been lost in the mail.
Well, it's a long list, so we got to get.
And we're at the bottom of it, is what he's saying.
Apparently, that's what I.
No.
What he's saying is that Disney bracket flopped.
If you guys want to come back on, I could talk to our people and probably get you back on.
I mean, it would be fun. Have my people talk to your people, and we'll do a return show.
There we go.
There you go. All right, Adam, how do they get a hold of our show?
You can email us. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can email us.
I'm glad you said that. I am glad you said that because we have something to talk about. We have an email that we have to read.
Yes, you're right.
Let me pull it up. Unrelated at birth.
Not so easy keeping all the stuff queued up for a quick turnaround when you don't know something's coming, is it?
Well, you know,
it's tough.
I promised Sherry I would read it, and I never did. I promised her we'd go live, and we never
live.
did. Huh?
Well, we're live now.
Well, we are. Okay. So she says, back to how, last week we talked about all the candies, our favorite candies, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says, so I have to clear up something about the Halloween candy. Y'all made the comment about how you can tell it's last year's candy because there's white film on it. Well, that's not always the case, at least not all the time. I'm sure there are some who might still have last year's candy. Stupid freaks. That's her comment. Sure. She says, working where I do, I can tell you the reason for that white film. She works at a grocery store fulfillment center. We get our Halloween candy in June, if not earlier. Some of it's here late March, early April. The warehouse is not fully temperature controlled in grocery, which is where the candy is stored. So the chocolate candy gets soft and somewhat melts. We start shipping it to the stores in July. You can imagine how hot inside the trailer is in July. And some of those stores are up to 5 hours away, if not more. And then once it gets to the stores, they keep it in their back room, which aren't temperature controlled either. So when the candy is then put out on the floor, it is cooled and forms again. This is something in chocolate that causes the white film to generate when that happens. She's not a scientist, so I don't know that part of it. But it's not there due. It's not there due to being last year's candy. It's because the candy has melted, softened, and then was cooled to harden again. And this is your lesson on melting and recooling candy. By the way, we already have Valentine's candy in-house.
Ugh. Oh, my goodness gracious. That white film is cocoa butter. I don't know if you know that.
That's it. Thank you, Aaron Neville.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I have to do it at least twice whenever I start. So I would say that it sounds to me like distribution centers and grocery stores handle their candy like Six Flags would handle something, man, with all this melting and refirming.
Lord. Okay, so if you want to get a hold of the show and call the show, Adam,
yes,
what if they had an opinion about Six Flags or Halloween or
Batman or Joker or
iamGEEK
questions?
How would they?
I'm gonna call this week and be like, that iamGEEK guy, he was pretty funny.
I'm gonna buy one of his T-shirts.
You did that on Sideline Warning, if I remember correctly.
I did. Probably. It was funny.
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
If they wanted to do such a thing, they could call 650 UAB show, dial it on your keypad, and listen for the beep. Beep. Thank you, Dave. And leave a message. And as you see, we play it on the show 100% of the time we do. Or if you do want to email us, unrelatedатbirth@gmail.com or Adam@unrelatedatbirth.com and Dave@unrelatedatbirth.com.
There you go. Hey, Brad Toon says that's why Canadian candy is better. Brad, I think you said that you were going to be sending us some Canadian candy here pretty soon.
Wait, which part of it? Canadian candy doesn't use cocoa butter? Canadian candy is temperature controlled? Or what is the reason?
I don't know. But
we have to hear about this. That's a good 650 UAB show.
That's a good segue to our live that we're going to be doing in the next day or two on Unrelated Birth, the group on Facebook, Adam.
That's right.
Our wonderful friend from the UK, Mr. Ben Harris, has sent us a bunch of candy. Adam, you haven't seen this yet because you're about to get it in the mail.
Hopefully it's temperature controlled.
I hope you make some TikToks on it.
All of this.
Wow.
This is my portion of it.
Wow.
That's UK.
Do I see some Cadbury in there?
It is called.
Is it dairy milk?
Dairy milk buttons.
Yes, I love dairy milk. Anyway,
so yeah, it's Monster Mush. It is
Monster Munch.
Pickled onions.
What? That's not candy. It's crime.
I got a rock.
Cadbury eclairs. Drumstick squishies.
Interesting.
Raspberry.
Drumstick like the ice cream cone?
Yeah. Raspberry and milk flavored.
I love the sound that this is making.
It's wonderful. It's not too trebly at all. I'm not going to have to edit this in any way to make it sound good on a podcast.
This is called Fizz Whiz. Something tells me this is their version of Pop Rocks.
What concerns me is the super loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whiz.
So there you go. We will be on Facebook Live in the next day or two, trying all these UK candies. And Amanda says she's going to join me. Have you spoken with Blair?
I have not had a chance to yet.
Okay.
She knows now, though.
Well, there you go. All right, guys. Twitter, Unrelated at Birth. Or actually, no, Not Related Bros. Instagram, Unrelated at Birth. DAdams419. Him. Instagram, DAdams419. Run Tide Run, Unrelated at Birth. You're not on Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter anymore. You're right.
You're right.
What's the point, really, being on Twitter?
Guys, we say it every week. We do truly mean it. We love you. Adam, take them home.
Yeah, we love you guys, but not as much as Jesus does. Be kind to each other. Stay safe out there. And I want some phone calls this week, Dave. This was fun. I like having calls dominate our show like this. So
I do too.
I want at least 2. How about if you get 2, you get an iamGEEK free t-shirt. All right, guys, we love you. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You guys want to pay for it? Yeah.
I mean, why not? Hey, y'all keep going on the live. I got to pay.
He's got to go take a Fizz Whiz.
Super loud. Oh, man.
Are there people still on the live stream here? Let's see.
Yeah, 5 people.
Hello. Is Virgil on?
Looks like it, yeah. Brad.
Hey, Virgil.
Yeah. Kathy, Carrie. I don't know if Carrie's still here. So what is this Skella guy? Skella host?
Skella host. Yeah, he's
I haven't seen this guy. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Dude, he just we did a trivia. Chris wanted to do a trivia thing on haunted houses or something.
Yeah.
He goes, I got a guy coming on. And we're like, okay. So we get on. He goes, he's right over here. Let me get him. Come on. And he brings the the lights go out and then they come back on, and this red light comes on, and there's a full skeleton. And it's like he's puppeting it.
Yeah,
And it's hilarious.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's really fun. So we have a new one coming for Thanksgiving. That's going to be funny. Another puppet, I guess.
Nice.
But he did a video with while we were going to Disney. Skellahost did his own video, and he read The Raven from Edgar Allan Poe, and he did his sort of own take on it, which is pretty
That's awesome.
Quote the Raven Nevermore.
So I just need to get Dave into puppets then, and we'll be all set.
Hey, Brad Jones says candy is coming this week. Oh, are we going to have a Canadian candy right after?
Colder. Sounds like it.
Canadian candy is just the same as our candy. It's just a little colder. That's all it is. Same thing.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little nervous about some of this UK stuff.
Most of nervous about pickled onions.
Yeah, most of it will probably taste like gravy or something.
Although I will say,
oh, here we go. We get the sound again.
I will say, I might have cheated because this was a little open, so I had to try it.
This one came open, so I ate it.
So did y'all ever get those like the malted eggs in your Easter basket?
Like malted milk balls, like Whoppers?
Yeah. No. Like it's little eggs. It tastes
Robin
like
eggs.
Yeah. That's these.
That was open.
Sort of.
Sort of.
I'll try it on the live with us later.
Okay. You didn't send me the rest of the open stuff, did you?
I coughed on all the stuff.
Oh, good.
No,
Okay.
Kathy, I didn't eat something that was already open. I was saying it was open with my finger. I kind of wiggled it open.
You didn't say that.
You didn't say that. You just said it was open when you got it.
So you ate it.
So you
Y'all,
ate it.
come on.
See, we have
I
two
got this
people
thing in the
remember
mail. I
now.
don't know where it came from, but it was open, so I ate it.
Is it white powder?
Oh, hold up. I got to play this.
Uh-oh.
I sent it to you, Adam. I need to see if you've.
Which one is it?
It's the TikTok where
Which TikTok
Yeah.
is it?
it's the guy where he's pulling out like he's checking his kid's candy, and he
I
says,
haven't seen that one. No.
"Here's a knife. Here, hold on, let me find it." You and I text too much. Here, wait. This is Adam going on his rant about Six Flags. Ryan. Let me ask you this: when you text people, do you text them like a sentence and then another sentence and then another sentence and then like your entire thought is like 12 to 13 tweets or texts?
I just text them what I have to say, and then I'm done.
Yeah. Adam is a serial texter.
Hey, when I get on a rant, that's what happens, man. Well, let me ask you this, Ryan. Would you say most of your text messages you send are actual text messages, or most of them TikTok links?
Actually, I'm looking here. Mine are mostly text. Mine are mostly text. I just every now and then send you. Okay, here we go.
You remind me of what's his name? Oh, no, go ahead, do your thing. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, happy Halloween. You kids are wrapped up tonight. Dad's got to inspect this first, okay? That's a real thing. I don't want y'all getting sick. There's some really weird people out there. Look at this. Snickers, Three Musketeers. What do we... Oh, wow. Ooh. All right, yeah. Just be careful with it. Don't run through the house with it, you know? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I don't think those are M&Ms. Don't take more than 2 at a time, okay? Safety first. What else do we have? You really loaded up tonight. I'll tell you. What is this? What house did you go to? Who gave you this? Florida Georgia line. What house gave you this? Someone in our neighborhood gave you this. Didn't give you anything else, did they? You didn't get it's not like a Luke Bryan CD in here, is there? Go ahead, start a fire in the backyard so we can burn this. I'm going to call the police.
That's funny.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that. Brad Toon, Dave, are you one of those that walk around the grocery store and just happen to find the damaged items? I can neither confirm nor deny that question.
So, Dave, are you the Steve Buscemi of TikTok?
The what?
Steve is
I
saying,
am also one of you kids.
how do you do? How do you do, fellow kids? Been watching the TikToks?
Yes, I guess I could sort of claim that as well. Yeah.
I've probably seen a TikTok. I don't know. I've never been on TikTok. I know that.
I mean, it's fun.
Everybody's done a Hamilton duet on TikTok by now, haven't they?
No,
I have.
No?
I haven't.
You haven't, Adam.
I know you
I haven't.
I know you have. I've seen it on Facebook or somewhere.
Oh man, it was a good one too.
How do you do,
Pardon me,
fellow
are
kid?
you Aaron Burr, sir? That depends. Who's asking? Oh, sure, sir. I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you. I'm getting nervous.
No.
TikTok.
TikTok. Isn't that the crocodile from Peter Pan?
Oh, well, I mean, he does go TikTok, yeah.
I don't know if they have.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
Did he ever have a name? Is the question.
He does in. I just know this
In Hook, he does.
because my daughter watched. He does in the Pirate Fairy. He's
TikTok
like,
the crocodile.
yeah,
It is TikTok. Okay.
Mhm.
TikTok.
All right then. TikTok.
How do you do,
Well,
fellow kids? Can you name that? Can you name this episode that? How do you do, fellow kids?
No, it's Halloween Extravaganza Part 2. I am Batman.
Do you have your own TikTok account?
Me personally?
Yes.
Yes.
So do you go
It
on
is
there like on the regular and make your own TikToks?
Yes. It is the golden voice of the South.
Gosh. Adam, you're still on the show with him too, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the shows. It's my personal TikTok.
Yeah.
Not unrelated at birth.
How many what do they have on there? Followers?
Followers.
I
I
don't
think
know.
I've got like 30. I mean, not a lot.
6.
Let's see. Yeah, 30.
30.
Yeah.
Are they mostly relatives or
No. Here we go.
is this you? Oh, here we go. Is this just you slowly going down a slide?
Yeah, water slide. Watch the splash. Watch the splash.
Okay.
It's like Jurassic Park at Universal.
There's our TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't got into TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm still on my
Good night. Good night. So
I told you an idea I had for a TikTok, and now I can't even remember what it was.
oh man. So
I have to scroll
Adam-
back through our thousands of texts.
yeah, I know.
I'm sure
we
I sent it to you one word at a time. So
Probably. Well, I would say maybe a sentence, but you know. So what are Ryan? I didn't meant to ask you this because we talked about this last week. What is you and your family's? What are y'all going to do this Halloween? Because it's a pandemic and people are being different and weird.
I don't know what our neighborhood's doing. I need to find out. Since we were in the Disney bubble for like 2 weeks in October, I'm sort of way behind. Like I keep forgetting that Halloween is like this
Saturday.
weekend. Yeah. So my house is usually all decorated, and of course it's not. There's some pumpkins out, but that's about it. So I need to figure out if people are doing it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit on my porch and throw candy at kids. Say just stay.
Please video
stay-
that.
Well, I wanted to do. I wanted to buy like you've seen the people with the PVC pipe things.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a big one for my second story and make it go all the way down to the ground. And just sit up there in my window and be like, "Just stay back, kids. Your candy's coming," and just be like a cranky old man and just like throw candy down this big, huge long tube. But I probably don't have time for that. We thought about doing for the kids because my parents are coming Sunday. So we thought about doing, like, if we don't do the trick-or-treating, which I don't know if we will, doing one in the house where my parents and then us will be in a different room in the house, and they'll do like indoor trick-or-treating where they'll go to the different doors because they're like, they're young, 3 and 5. That would be something fun for them because they won't know the day. But I don't know. I need to figure out if I need to buy candy or just
that's
turn the
what
lights off.
that's what Blair and I actually are talking about doing, because our kids love handing out candy more than anything else. But we're not gonna do anything like that this year. But we talked about doing indoor, where we would we'd go from room to room and play like a character and well, hello there, children. Oh, hello, kids. Have you young like you were talking about with Steve Buscemi, But yeah, we were gonna do something like that and just do a bunch of activities, make s'mores outside, carve pumpkins, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
watch the Alabama Mississippi State game.
No, probably won't be doing that. Watch some Halloween movies. No. Have you guys watched Adam Sandler's new Halloween movie on
No,
I have not yet.
How is it?
So funny.
Okay, so
it
yes,
is
kids
so
or no
funny.
kids?
Not your age kids, no.
Okay.
I would.
I saw it with PG-13.
Yeah,
So.
but it is hilarious.
Okay.
And it's funny. This is the movie that he was up for an Oscar for something and he lost. And he said, if I don't win the Oscar, I'm going to make the worst movie I can ever make. And this is the movie that he made.
And it's great.
It is hilarious. Like, it is just so over the top stupid. Like, if you take the Water Boy and Canteen Boy and mix them together, this is his character in the movie.
Wow. What's Canteen Boy?
That was an old SNL sketch that he did.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you mix those two together, sort of, it's his character. And the lady that plays his mom is hilarious. And it's got a bunch of SNL and people from all of his movies. Like, there's cameos from actual characters from his other movies are in this movie.
Oh, I will turn that on as soon as we get done recording tonight.
Yeah, it is.
I would have thought the worst movie he could have made was a remake of Little Nicky, but
yeah.
Oh, that was horrible. That was bad.
But yeah, I've watched it 1.5 times. That's how much I've liked it.
I
watched it. Yeah, because I turned it on the plane back.
Okay.
Nice.
I didn't get all the way through it on the plane. But
Cool.
yeah, it made me laugh. And that's his movies. It's just one of his typical comedies. It's just so stupid you laugh.
All right, that's right up my alley.
Yeah, and Steve Buscemi's in it, so
right, perfect for you.
Hello, you fellow kids.
Yeah. Are you going to go as a TikToker for Halloween?
I might. No, I think I'm going to go as a Six
Just dress
Flags
up as
employee.
yourself.
I'm going to go as a Six Flags employee.
How are you going to get a Disney World costume?
Oh, Adam.
Not my opinion. I'm just sharing other people's views.
Now, I will say Epcot is full of walls right now. There's just walls.
If I had dust.
If I had to miss a part,
this area is being refurbished for your future enjoyment. I mean, come on.
The whole area is being refurbished for your future.
Experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Yeah.
We still had fun there, though, because there's food and wine. So we got to.
So Brad Toon, I meant to mention this on the show. We'll do it on our live when we do the candy.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Next week is election night on Tuesday when we do our lives. We are going to do a shorter podcast, and then we're just going to stay live until the elections are over.
3 weeks later.
Home run. Sorry.
Oh, Dodgers are going to host that trophy up for the first time in 34
Was that
years.
Mookie Betts?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Hey, PG.
I wasn't going to say anything. It's just that he
I hate him. I hate him.
man. He's such a clutch player.
But anyway, so yes, Brad, we will be live. We will do a shorter podcast, and then we'll just stay on here and talk. We're not going to be partial. We're not going to be biased. I mean, I think everybody knows where we lean. But I have been convicted in the last week that it hurts my witness as a Christian to be vocal one way or the other. So we're just going to talk it. We're going to talk about what it means to America. We're going to talk about what it means to the world. And we're just going to have some comedy in the midst of it.
And honestly, I love election returns. I love the statistics of it. Like when Karl Rove breaks out his little whiteboard and he starts talking like individual counties. I love that crap. So we'll be tracking it and sharing results, but it won't be like, oh, yay, somebody won and somebody lost. It'll be more just like, wow, I was surprised that Ohio went that way. Or,
Yeah.
I voted today.
Did you really?
I saw that.
No?
I saw that.
Yeah. photo day. I got chased down in the parking lot by an old man. That was funny.
Oh, really?
Was he dressed like a garbage guy? On
No, he
stilts?
had a mask on, so I couldn't understand what he was saying. He was just holding something in his hand, and he was chasing me, going, "Rah!" And I'm like, I'm good.
Brad says, "Nice. I enjoy the circus to the south."
Too bad the old man was shouting, "Sir, sir, your wallet!"
No, he was like chasing down everybody, and I don't know who he was for or against, but
I was going to say, was he wearing a red hat or a blue hat?
he was just wearing a American flag bandana on his face.
So he was a MAGA.
No, I don't think he was. I don't, because there was another guy there that was that, and he was really nice. He was just giving you the thumbs up.
Orange Cassidy.
I wish. Wouldn't that be awesome if you went to boat and Orange Cassidy just standing outside?
That's a wrestler, Adam.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
have you been keeping up with wrestling?
me?
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I have.
I just can't. I've tried to watch WWE several times. He's gone. That's fine.
Bring him back.
I was going to bring the names up and everything.
Oh, fine.
I can't get into WWE.
I'll tell you, WWE is not my favorite thing right now. But AEW is where it's at. I mean, they're the better product. That I think Vince has lost touch with reality.
Yeah.
The only thing that he's got going for him right now is what the Roman Reigns stuff. Because what happened to
Alexa Bliss? That's okay.
Yeah, yes. But the Roman Reigns stuff, the storyline, it's the best storyline WWE has done in years.
Yeah.
Making a C player in Jey Uso in the prominent main event scene and make it seem realistic is amazing how they're doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Have you been watching Being the Elite?
Of course. I have to fast forward through most of the time just because they're getting a little weird.
Well, they have taken the game Gator Golf and made it so funny and so.
Oh, I know.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. What was that hooded guy that they had to bring back another week?
Yeah, we got to fly you back in because you won.
They beat Sammy Cassidy. Adam, so check it out, Ryan. I have a friend of mine who has a loose connection with Conrad Thompson.
Okay.
I'm floating an idea with my buddy to use his connection for us to get Conrad on the show and have Conrad in his Conrad way explain wrestling from the 80s to now to Adam to see if at the end of the show Adam can say, "Yep, that's something I want to watch." Is that a show that you would listen to?
It'd be cool. You can get him. Yeah.
Yeah. So Conrad Thompson, Adam, he's a guy from Huntsville, actually, who's a mortgage lender guy, but he's just got
sounds like a great show already.
Well, no, he married Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah. Not Charlotte.
Not Charlotte, not the wrestler, but so he has married into wrestling royalty, and even before he married into it, was friends with all these wrestlers, and has made that into like a podcast empire. And so,
good interviewer.
Yeah, if you listen to any wrestling podcast, it's probably a Conrad Thompson wrestling podcast. So
we know Adam listens to a lot of them.
Do what?
I said when we know Adam listens to a lot of them.
Very much so.
See my subscription list. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one of the things I'm working on, Adam. It probably won't be till the next year. But
okay.
Just something we need to do to try to make Adam a wrestling fan.
Can he get me? So if I am interested and his spiel works, do I get a great rate on a refinance on our house?
Yes, he would give that to you.
We tried to get something to him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It didn't work?
No, what we had was already too good for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yours is already too good. We can't get anything lower.
Well, at least he was honest.
Oh, yeah. No.
He's good people. I mean, I did my mortgage with him, so not because he's a wrestling fan, but because he's friends with Eric, and
I would love to see his commercials. We body slam other lenders' rates.
It's not far off. right, y'all. Well, we've been doing this for about 2 hours. I think either tomorrow or Thursday night. If the candy gets to you tomorrow, Adam, we might try to do it tomorrow.
Depends on what time. Who did you send it by? Mail or UPS?
UPS.
UPS usually drops off kind of late. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I mean, we do this.
Well, I mean, we'll have the tracking info to know either way.
Yeah, I'll send it to you here in a minute. Your mom says Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy. What was that?
Happy HallowGEEK.
Happy Hallow Birth? No.
That's weird. Never say that again.
That was bad.
Well, we got to think of something. I don't know.
Just
Thankful birth?
Just say Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.